Hey guys, I want to talk about some epic seafood bundles that I have to give away. These are completely free and are designed for anyone who do not have the means or the resources to be able to create their own epic seafood ships, equipment, and so on. So first off, why did I do this? Well, it's something that I've always wanted to do for a long time. It's to boost the epic seafood numbers as well as give players the experience of epic seafood. It is a lot of fun and it is very rewarding at the same time. Now, one of the rewards is course ranks. We should really be receiving at least one court rank within a weekend. And court ranks are very important, which I will talk about in a separate video with regards to rank 5 quarters. There are some major bonuses to having these quarters regards to the ornament room, but that's something I will talk about in a separate video. Now, I want to say a special thank you to the company that I'm in, which is FUB, as well as a special thank you to CA Weber, Gucci Jesus, Angel of Darkness, and Ferolio, who isn't in FUB, but he has donated to this project of mine. Without the help of CA Weber and Gucci Jesus, especially, this would have just taken me so much longer, as well as much more costly. It's been a very time-consuming, costly project to begin with, but without their support, this would have been very difficult. So a massive thank you to FUB. Moving on to one of the reasons why I did this, which was I've seen some comments recently that if you do not have the best, don't bother with Epic Seafood, such as if you don't have the best ships and equipment. This is completely false. It's actually the Epic Seafood newbies that benefit the most from Epic Seafood. It isn't PvP only. There are tons of NPCs that you can defeat in order to gain merits, which in turn into court ranks. There are, of course, other rewards such as the Epic Seafood tickets, which can hold items such as cannon forging tools. The whole point of Epic Seafood is you are basically fighting over control over ports. There is more to it, but I would suggest for Epic Seafood newbies to simply join in, fight NPCs, and just have fun. You can, of course, attack other players. You've got nothing to lose from attacking other players. It is a lot of fun. It's one of the main reasons why I like to do Epic Seafood. I don't do it as much as I should, but I haven't exactly been on the game much for the past year either. I will, of course, post links down below to Papaya's Epic Seafood Guide, as well as some little clips later on by Antimatter with what you can expect from a PvP only fleet. Now, this is one of the things is a lot of the players seem to think that they will just get beaten. They'll just get farmed and beaten by the top tier PvP fleets, which is completely false. If you watch, for example, Antimatter himself posts a lot of Epic Seafood videos on his YouTube channel, and it's just the top tier PvP, so PvP fleets fighting the top tier PvP fleets. No one else. Now let's move on to what is in these bundles, what you can expect from them. Like I said, these are completely free to anyone who does not have the funds or the means to be able to create these packs themselves. So first off, we've got the captain equipment, which starting, we have the Castador Crown, which does have a boost to evasion as well as tactics. We've got the Commander Justa Core, which of course gives a pretty nice boost to gunnery and accuracy. There's also General Cuirass, I'm not sure if you pronounce that right, which is a nice support armor. These are mostly included with the Commander Corvettes being a nice support ship. Then we have some gloves and boots, which are okay. They add some melee offense and defense skills, as well as a nice boost to attack and defense. All these items are something that I've been able to mass produce, and they are fairly noob friendly. So if you are a newbie, then these should suffice. As for the weapons, it depends on what bundles they're in. They are kind of a mix. We've got the Morgenstern, which includes gunnery, which is quite a nice weapon to have. The Battle Axe, which has +1 repair, which will be mostly included with the Commander Corvettes, again, because it is a support ship. And then we've got some scatterguns. I did want to plunder more of these scatterguns, but the fleet that drops them, they don't drop them as much as I would hope. So there are around 10 of these within certain bundles. Moving on to the ship equipment, I have a set of 10 cannons with each bundle. A lot of these will come with great success, meaning more piercing power. For display purposes only, most of the equipment that I am displaying are without great success, so these are the base piercing power. It's same for the captain equipment. A lot of the captain equipment do include great success, which means more attack and more defense. But the cannons, we have Grand Hyperias, which are 16s. These are pretty important for the rearguard bombarders, especially, what I'll talk about later. For those of you who do prefer, you can of course choose, but most of the bundles include Grand Vulcans and Grand Chimneys because they are great all-round cannons. But for those of you who do prefer Grand Hyperias or Carronades, they are also available to choose from. Like I said, you get 10 cannons per bundle, which should last at least the entire weekend for the PvE only fleets. And they do pack a punch. They are nice cannons. For the figurehead, I've included the Garuda. Of course, it's one of the best in-game figureheads that you can produce. You also get one heavily armored stern castle, and you get 3 special rolled steel armoring platings, which are produced in Ganador. Every bundle includes 5 custom tailoring tools and 25 legendary. Yes, I spelled craftsman's wrong. 25 legendary craftsman's carpentry tools. These are to keep your equipment and your ships to maximum durability over the course of a Pixie Feud. And onto the lightships. The lightships are 40 gunboats or 20 rearguard bombarders. The gunboats have a mix of cooperation enhancement or training bomb. This means that nearly every fleet should be able to include cooperation enhancements, and the rearguard bombarders have a mix of command post and medical support. Excuse me. This means that every fleet that has a rearguard bombarder should have at least one fleet-wide skill, which is very nice to have. All the ships are iron-plated. This includes the standard ships. They are all iron-plated. They all include 3 skills, as well as being graded to G3. Now for the stats shown on screen, in terms of durability, armor, crew, and so on, all stats will vary. This is, of course, because of the way shipbuilding is. You can get fails or great success on FS parts. As for FS parts, CA Rider did donate nearly all the FS parts needed, so I can't thank him enough, really. This would have taken me so much longer. The rearguard bombarder can only equip 3 times cannons of 16 gates. However, the grand cannons that I am also giving away bundle R16, so this works out very well. Just something to keep in mind. As for the standard ships, we have the Battle Heavy Caravel, which did get a rather nice buff in one of the earlier updates. So for a battle level 24 player, this is a very nice tank. It is very tanky, it's very competitive, and it is viable to use even with some light PvP in Epic Sea Feud. At battle level 33, we have the Commander Sunbook, which is a very nice speedy ship to get from point A to point B. It's not something that I originally wanted to include, but with some discussion, some players, especially in PvE only, would appreciate this ship. At battle level 37, or if you so choose to, if you are above that, you have the Commander's Corvette. It is a very nice support ship, very fast, very agile. The Commander Corvettes that I've created have a mix of skills. Mostly the skills are fleet-wide, so any fleet that has a Commander Corvette should be able to benefit from fleet-wide skills, as especially repair support, which for a newbie fleet would be very beneficial. Then at battle level 39 and above, we have the Commander's Heavy Caravel, which is a very nice, tanky, good all-round ship. All these ships will be viable and competitive with an Epic Sea Feud. And like I said, the stats will vary. Some of them are not max durability. For example, you see a Commander Corvette, they're at 210, whereas the max is 250. All the ships are well modded, rated, and perfectly viable for Epic Sea Feud. In order to receive one of these packs, I do suggest that you have a storage alternate account, an alt account. You will need 21 inventory space in order to take those, 22 in some cases, as there has been some generous donations from Angel of Darkness as well as Thurston Howe in the form of flamethrowers. These flamethrowers are randomly placed in accounts. I do not know which accounts they are. The same goes for the great success items and so on. All the items are randomly placed, balanced, fairly in my own storage account. So when I pass them on to players, there is absolutely no bias. There is no choosing the best modded ships, the most great success items and so on. That will go to certain players. All these bundles are completely fair, completely balanced. So yeah. I will of course place a link down below of the player's basic guide on Epic Sea Feud. For the meantime, I won't worry too much about the more complicated side of Epic Sea Feud. It's not really complicated, but I would suggest for new players to Epic Sea Feud simply just to have fun, to gain some court ranks, to gain some nice rewards from Epic Sea Feud tickets, and just enjoy the experience. It is tremendously fun, in my opinion. That's subject to opinion. Whether you like it or not is down to you, but it is something that I do suggest that most players do participate in, at least for one or two Epic Sea Feuds, just to gain the court rank. I will, of course, talk in a separate video about how court rank is incredibly important in today's Uncharted Forces Online. There is also a link to Antimatter's YouTube channel. As on screen right now, you can see some of Antimatter's play. This is what to expect from a top tier PvP only fleet. You know, there are some players who believe that these fleets will farm and just bash newbie fleets whenever they can, and this is just completely false. You can see in the videos from Antimatter, it's the top tier PvP fleets fighting the top tier PvP fleets all weekend long. They won't even attack NPCs or newbie fleets if there is an opposing PvP fleet nearby. This is just to get a general idea of what to expect if you were to PvP in Epic Sea Feud. You have nothing to lose. You cannot be plundered, for example. So yeah, I hope these bundles help. Feel free to ask, whether it be on my blog, the forum, in-game, or by asking members of my company, such as CA Royber if I'm around. Just don't feel cheeky. Don't feel, don't be shy. Ask for these packs if you would like to join one. I've made them with the help of others to hand these out completely free so that players may gain some fun experience as well as gain some nice rewards such as the court ranks like I've mentioned. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. I hope that you can take one of these bundles, go experience Epic Sea Feud and just have a blast. Just have some fun. I know that some of you may enjoy it so much you might want to take Epic Sea Feud to the next level, which is pretty cool. I will, of course, be producing commander hulls. So if you wish to produce your own ships, that you can. I will sell these mostly in Seville at a very cheap price. This is concerning to players who wish to produce their own Epic Sea Feud ships. Thanks for watching. Don't be shy. Feel free to ask for one of these completely free Epic Sea Feud packs. Now, if there's anything that you don't want in one of the packs, just say so. The items can go to somebody else. For example, if you just need the ship, you already have some decent PvP full gear, for example, then just ask for the ships. The rest of the gear I can donate to others. Thanks for watching. If you do join Epic Sea Feud, just have fun with it. Really, just have fun. The way it works is you have within 6 hours before it begins to take the quest. This is, of course, only for certain nations, but if you feel like you cannot join this month's Epic Sea Feud, it's every month. There's an Epic Sea Feud every month, so just make sure that you join, have fun, take care. Bye bye.